Have you ever been hypnotized?
No.
You will do exactly as I tell you.
Movies and television have shown us hypnotists can control our minds and force us to do their evil bidding. No wonder it's been a bit slow to catch on as a medical treatment.
Good evening, everyone. The flight deck, welcome aboard. Flight 341, non-stop service to Las Vegas.
Now, when most people think of Las Vegas, they think of a fantasy world. A place for visitors to break with everyday life and dance with the devil. You're surrounded by dazzling casinos, never-ending cocktails, 5-minute weddings,
Sir, you may now kiss your beautiful wife.
and extravagant productions like Cirque du Soleil. But most people don't know that Las Vegas has some pretty awesome hypnosis shows. Hypnotist Mark Savard invites audience members on stage to be hypnotized. Now, I always thought these shows were fake, so I decided to bring along my friend Gian to see if either one of us could get on stage and be part of the act.
Hypnosis is a natural state of consciousness. See, hypnosis lies between the awakened state and the sleep state. You actually have to pass through hypnosis on your way to sleep. But understand that hypnosis is not sleep. It's actually a level of superconsciousness where you become so focused on an idea that that idea becomes your reality. Let's begin. Breathe in real deep in your lungs. As you exhale, close your eyes.
The hypnotist verbally guides the volunteers into a state of deep relaxation.
Immediately, the weight of the bucket begins to change. You're going to feel the bucket getting heavier and heavier.
This is called induction. Interestingly, the same term we use in medicine when you go under anesthesia.
This next demonstration I'm about to show you is extremely educational for me. Certain behaviors, movements, and responses that come from the subconscious mind that I'm going to be looking for. This next demonstration is also going to be extremely entertaining for you because all of you on stage, you're going to realize on the count of 3 that you are all part of an imaginary world famous orchestra playing the instrument of your choice. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, make some noise, and welcome your world famous orchestra. Here they go, 1, 2, and 3. Take it away. Begin playing those instruments.
While our orchestra serenades the audience, Mark Savard dismisses those he feels aren't under deeply enough. And right off the bat, my friend Gian gets the boot. Oh man, I am so totally feeling this. I'm like totally hypnotized. Or not.
All right, excellent. All the rest of you breathe in again. Let your bodies physically collapse and sleep even deeper right there.
According to Mark Savard, the handful of remaining volunteers are now in the conscious but trance-like state known as hypnosis.
So heavy, so tired, so restful, and so very, very relaxed.
The specifics of what goes on in someone's mind under hypnosis is unknown, but if you had to describe the people in these shows in one word, mesmerized would probably do the trick. And this guy, a German physician born in 1734, would surely be proud. His name? Franz Mesmer. Although people have been entering trances for thousands of years, it was Dr. Mesmer who first tried to explain this zombie-like state with his theory of animal magnetism. Practitioners could supposedly cure subjects with an invisible magnetic force. Mesmerism was studied by all sorts of famous types. Benjamin Franklin, Dr. Joseph Guillotine, and even King Louis XVI. You know, the guy who famously lost his head to the guillotine? Eventually it was decided that while mesmerism seemed real, it had nothing to do with magnetism. So in the late 1800s, they started calling it hypnotism instead, and we've been fascinated by it ever since. For instance, how can a hypnotist say something like this to a person under hypnosis?
The person I'm touching right now, whenever I shake your hand like this, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 30. You are so in love. But when I let go, that feeling goes away.
Then after waking them up, have them react like this.
Who'd you bring with you?
All my friends.
Your friends?
Friends, yeah.
Just girlfriends. Where's your husband?
He's at home.
He's at home. All right, watching the kids. What happens in Vegas?
Stays in Vegas.
And this?
Kimberly's up next.
The people I saw on this stage weren't drunk and still became crazy, loose, and uninhibited. What is really going on here? If you should ever decide to venture off the Strip, the first thing you'll notice is just how vacant and vast suburban sprawl can be. And out in the middle of a nameless strip mall, you'll find an eye-catching restaurant said to be the home of the old mobsters of early Las Vegas. Kappa's is the kind of place where Bugsy Siegel, the mobster who built the Flamingo, would feel right at home.
It's actually one of my favorite places to come. A lot of entertainer friends come here. When you're eating, you almost feel like somebody's going to blast the doors open with a Tommy gun. And
don't let anybody go to the bathrooms.
Mark Savart's show has been running in Vegas for a decade, and by his own count, he's hypnotized over 25,000 people.
So I went to school for respiratory therapy.
You did, really? You know, so I'm an anesthesiologist and critical care doctor.
I'm also an anesthesiologist. I put people to sleep too.
I know, that's one of the things but actually, you know, it's really interesting. You know, I feel like I almost hypnotize people before I give them any meds. What you say makes all the difference.
Well, no different than a dog and an owner. The dog responds better to tone, or really only to tone, and not to the words that are being said. Same thing's happening with hypnosis.
What's the difference between the entertainment aspect of it and the hypnotherapy? Are they the same? Are they different?
They're different and complement each other.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go do shows, people see somebody doing something silly on stage and they say, oh, well, if they can make them do that, maybe they can help me stop smoking, or maybe they can help me stop biting my nails. There's a natural progression into that it falls into place. They're like, oh, if they can do that, maybe they can help me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now, pole dancing in public is one thing, but can hypnosis help someone with a real problem? I want to know more, and to find out, I selected my own subjects to put them through a little experiment to see if hypnotism really works. But to conduct it, I'll need to take another trip off the Strip.
It's got a different flavor of the Strip, you know?
Flavor is the perfect word.
On Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas, my friend Scott, who works nearby, gave us the grand tour.
Yeah, Fremont Street, I mean, that goes back to like the early 1900s.
yeah,
The first casino, where we started out, opened in 1906.
The Hotel Nevada, as it was called then, had poker tables, steam heat, and the first telephone in Las Vegas. Its number was 1. But as the city grew around it, competition from flashier mob-run casinos out on the Strip siphoned off business. And by the 1980s, Fremont Street was in bad shape. Then, in a stroke of urban renewal genius, Fremont was made pedestrian-only, covered with a neon canopy, and 100 feet above the gambler's head, they put in a 5-block-long zip line called Slotzilla.
Woohoo! We're going now, baby.
Fremont Street was back.
So let's go look over here.
We all took the elevator to the roof of a 5-story parking structure for a better view, because I knew there would be a problem.
I think I've always been afraid of heights.
What do you know?
I'm thinking back to when I was younger, what my moment was that made me scared of heights. I don't want to use the word deathly afraid, but I was pretty scared of roller coasters, so I was the only one, like, kind of, waiting for my friends at the bottom.
But here it is.
Oh my God.
Nobody's denying it that it's a feat of engineering.
Acrophobia, or as most people know it, an abnormal fear of heights. I mean, most of us have a bit of it, but for Gian and Scott, it's a real problem.
So even the idea of going on that just makes you really anxious?
Oh, I don't even think about going on it. No,
even the idea of thinking about.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, so that one.
Wait, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So that one looks like it'd be much more fun. That's like flying.
Oh my gosh.
that caused me anxiety.
That one does? Just the idea of those two cause anxiety.
Yeah. I actually promote the thing, so it feels like I'm being disingenuous when I talk about how great it is, because to me it's very daunting.
So the plan was simple. Force Gian and Scott up the elevator so we could see how scared they really are. Then, after a session of hypnotherapy with Mark Savard, we could see if they overcome their fear and ride the zip line.
Can you go look at the elevator?
We'll both hold your hand.
Yeah,
well, I
come on.
won't.
Let's all hold our hands together like we're,
No.
and Laverne and Shirley. Huh? Come on, you got it. You can do it. No.
Wait, I just need to see how high it is again.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's just like an elevator.
It's
You can't
closed
really
in,
see it.
basically. You can barely see it.
I know it's closed in.
Usually I
I'm
focus on the spot.
claustrophobic too. I'm claustrophobic.
Oh, really? Oh, two phobias in one? Here, take my spot.
Oh, he's just gave you a spot.
I might actually take it on the other side, because that's...
Come on inside. Come on. That's fine. All right, perfect. Well, we're gonna go.
Hold on.
That's only the outer door. No problem. Take your time. I'm so glad you're here, because my hands are shaking, but nobody's going to notice because you're here. This has always been a problem for me.
When that elevator door closed, I just thought about how much I regretted doing this.
Up to the top. Yep. Right up to 5. You guys can look around. Yeah, we're just we're not going on the.
I was focusing on, oh my gosh, when this elevator door opens, what am I gonna do? I was pretty scared, and I was lightheaded. And in my head, I was running a lot of scenarios. Okay, they're gonna make me get on this. How am I gonna fight it off?